Hello and welcome to today's live English lesson here on the AM Language YouTube channel with me, Richie. It's 4:30. Now, I don't expect many people to be watching this from the very beginning. I believe I've probably gone slightly earlier than what some people might have expected. Now, for the past couple of weeks, I haven't been able to give the lessons every day at the same time. On average, over the course of late June, early and the first part of July, we've only been doing 3 lessons a week, and they've been short as well. So we haven't done our usual thing. On top of that, the lesson times have changed quite a bit. I'm happy to say that the lesson times are now going to be 4:30, and they will remain 4:30 for the rest of the summer, unless something strange happens. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at here. Now, that's what we're looking at here at the moment on the AM Language YouTube channel. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you do subscribe and click the notification bell. On top of that, I do suggest that if you would like to know more about what sort of lessons you can have in Malta, please get in touch. Go to our website. We're also giving online lessons at the moment due to the situation in Malta. So even if you can't actually physically be here, you do have the option for online lessons. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you get in touch as well. As for other things, well, let's see. What can you expect this week on the AM Language YouTube channel? Well, that's the title of today's video, because today I'm just going to talk about what you can expect. And we'll also look at 1 or 2 bits of language. But, okay, so tomorrow, Tuesday, it's going to be sentence building exercise. So tomorrow we're going to look at building sentences. Francesca says, "Hi, Richard, I missed the class." Not to worry, Francesca. This is the start of the lesson today. And I'll be here for the next half hour, okay? Irene F, hello, as always, lovely to see you here. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be looking at a sentence building exercise, or should I say some sentence exercises. We're going to look to see the structure. We're going to start off with a short sentence, and then we'll build up to a bigger sentence and a bigger sentence and a bigger sentence with more ideas. The longer the sentence, the harder it is to write properly, really. Now, Wednesday, how to be diplomatic. This is a very useful one, which I recommend people do tune in to watch. Francesca says, "I always try at the same time, but did not find." Yes, Francesca, this is because we had to change the time due to, well, everything that was going on over summer. I'm happy to say, though, from now on, it will be 4:30, okay? So don't you worry. Unless something strange happens, we should be giving daily live YouTube lessons at 4:30, okay? Just to let you know, lessons this week will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There won't be a Friday, but we're getting back to normality, so there'll be 4 days a week. Now, Wednesday, how to be diplomatic. This is really important. This is an important skill to learn in any language, but in English, we like to be diplomatic. It requires us to learn some phrases, but it's also a question of learning how to read between the lines. What is a person saying without saying it? That's a big part of the English language, actually, and English culture. We say a lot without saying it in a very specific way. We have to be very careful of our interpretation. Finally, Thursday, sharing experiences. Thursday will be just sharing experiences of various of different sort of type of experiences. It's a nice sort of conversation type lesson. We'll activate the past, but we want to try and look at some interesting past experiences. Now, on the front cover today, you will see the thumbnail, and the thumbnail is of, well, it's not of me skydiving, but it's of an activity which is skydiving, and I have skydived before. I've been skydiving. It's great fun. So there's on Thursday we're going to be looking at that. Now, another thing you can expect this week, and something that I'm looking forward to, is finally finishing off a video. Now, as some of you know, I have been producing short videos, and I haven't released one in about 3 or 4 weeks. So this week I will be releasing a new one, which is I've nearly completed, but I just need to get it over the line and finish it. So that's what you can expect this week on today's lesson. Now, for the rest of today's lesson, what I was thinking of doing is really just having a question and answer session. A question and answer session is when you guys get to ask me a question and I will answer it. So, ask me, here we go, ask me questions, okay? Please ask me English questions and I will answer. And if you want to ask me normal questions, you can do as well. So that's what we're going to look at today. And I'm also going to sort of, if needs be, I can ask you some questions as well. Sorry, a random moment of tiredness. Okay, well, whilst I wait for you guys to think of a question, I'm going to see if you guys can also help me finish this question over here. Okay. Alida, good afternoon. Great to see you. Buenos dias, and welcome to today's lesson. Thank you so much for joining. So, feel free, you can go ahead and ask me any question, especially an English question. But if you're finding it difficult to think of a question, then I am going to ask you a question. So the first question I have for you is, what do we need? What do we need over here to complete this? We've got sentence A. What word could we use to complete it? You've got come. And effectively, something come. And we've got the meaning here, which is why. So let me see if any of you know how to complete this question. Alida says, I'm quite lost with the lesson schedule. Yes, most people are. Now, because we've had a really, really busy summer, I was not able to give lessons at the normal time or every day. I'm happy to say now lessons are returning to 4:30. And I'll be giving the daily live lesson at 4:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'm going to try and get back to normal, and I want to make a good push towards 1,000 subscribers. Alida says how, and Francesca also says why come. Okay, 2 possible answers here. The correct answer is how come. This is another way of asking why, and it's very polite. So I encourage it. How come? That's how you say it. How come? How come? It simply means why. So it's a good one to know. Like I said, guys, feel free to ask me any English questions you have or other questions. But let's see if you guys can answer the next one. Okay, so this one is a pronoun test of a question. I haven't actually asked a question, but this is the challenge. What pronoun do we need to use? You've got blank again. Thought about doing. Let me. Oh gosh, that's an incomplete question. That's an incomplete sentence. Forgot it. So, thought about doing it because her skill set was right for the job. So here, what we're thinking of is there should be a hyphen there in skill set, but we're now thinking of the pronoun. What pronoun should we use for this one? So you got be and there's blank and thought about doing it because her skill set was right for the job. Here we need to think of the pronoun. And then we'll end up, if needs be, I will ask you guys some questions. Like I said, I'm going to be here. I'll be here till 5 o'clock. Leader says be she. Francesca, do you agree? Is it going to be she? Pronouns it's important to make sure we understand our pronouns, and I'm going to make this slightly difficult as we go along. Okay, the answer here is she. Irina F also agrees. Yeah, she is the correct answer. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm not going to complete the question. What's the meaning of skill set? Okay, skill set. Really good question. Skill set, the set of skills you are qualified in, or a set or a series of skills you have. Your abilities. So that's what a skill set is. A skill set is a set of skills you are qualified in, or a series of skills you have. Here we're talking about your abilities. So speaking a second language is a skill. That is part of your skill set. Using Microsoft, Excel, PowerPoint, that is part of your skill set when it comes to using computers. You can have a wide range of skills that fall under skill sets. And the skill set could be anything from languages, knowledge of computers, people management, people skills, knowledge of a specific area. All of that comes under skill sets. Okay, so let me ask you the next thing. Okay. How do we complete the sentence? The next one. You heard this news, but from what are we going to do here? Now, really and truly, you've got two options. It's either who or whom. And the question is, which one is it? So, yeah, let's see what you guys go with for this one. Okay. You heard this news. Leader's coming with C, whom. Let's see. If you agree with the leader that this is whom, then definitely let me know. Okay, both of you are going for whom, and I'm impressed. Yes, the answer is whom. Well done. Yes, it's important to remember that we use whom as the object. So if the pronoun is going to be the object of the sentence, and it's going to be either who or whom, it's going to be whom. That's important. Okay, let me now ask you this question, and this time you need to complete this question. Now, this one's going to be a little bit challenging. Aliens exist. Why we think that they actually make the journey to Earth? Your options. Now, here I'm going to give you the options. Okay, so out of this, you only 3 can be right, and you guys need to choose which ones are going to make the most sense. This is a conditional, and this is also a question. So let me know what you think the answer is here. Aliens exist. Why we think that they actually make the journey to Earth? For me, this is one of the interesting questions, actually, when people talk about aliens, because space is huge. Space is enormous. So when people talk about light years, we need to remember that a light year is 9.5 trillion kilometers. That's a long way. So I find the distances in space are so big that when people talk about aliens, I just don't think that they would actually come here, be able to make it here, sorry. Francesca says that the first one should be if. So if aliens exist, why should we think that they could actually make the journey to Earth? Interesting. Do you guys agree? If aliens exist, why should we think that they would or could actually make the journey to Earth? I think could is a really interesting one, and we will see if you are correct. If you agree with Francesca, please come in with your answers as well, and let me know what you think. Do you agree with Francesca? Or if you like, you can feel free to try and answer the question. Let's see. Elite says F. So if, should, and would. So if aliens exist, why should we think that they would actually make the journey to Earth? Very good. Okay. Let's see if you guys are going to be correct. In some cases, you might be surprised by the answer. I'll give you one more minute in case the third person would like to leave their answers, and then I'll let you know what the correct answer is. Okay. Definitely need some water. And Irina F agrees with Francesca. Okay. Answer. If we go with the first one, okay, that Francesca would. If aliens exist, why should we think they could actually make the journey to Earth? Okay, so if the answers are if, should, and could, this makes it correct. It has the right meaning, because we are asking why do we think that, or what reason do we have actually? What reason do we have to think that they could travel to Earth. I mean, this is very good because when we are talking about an ability, but if we say, so this is correct. Now, if you said, if aliens exist, why should we think that they would make the journey? Here, this means something different. If we use would, we're saying they might have the ability, but that's not the point of the question. With would, we are asking if aliens hypothetically would want to make the journey. So this can also be correct, but the meaning is going to be a bit different. And that's an important thing to think about. Would and could, they are not the same. Would, you're saying, today you're talking about probability, what we think would happen hypothetically. Could is just talking about an ability. Could has no intention to it. And that's the other big difference. If you use would, there is an intention there. If you use could, there's no intention there. So that's an important difference. Okay, right. We've got about 5 minutes left. So I'm going to ask you guys, can you think of a question? If you have a question, feel free to ask me. Now, I would say one of the things that is so important during this period is the importance of recording yourself. Ow, what was this? I think there's a mosquito. It's so important to record yourself speak. Now, why is it important to record yourself speak? Because if in order to develop your speaking skills, you do need to listen to yourself speak. So record yourself, listen to yourself speaking. The other thing is, what else can you do during this period? Well, you can improve your writing. You improve your writing by writing every day and reading. Now, this is really important. Find things to read in English and then try to write it. Write a summary about it. It's all about exposure to the language. The more you are in contact with the language, the more you are there in terms of the environment of that language, the more it will help. So it's really important that you make time to do those things. Okay. So guys, just to recap what you guys can expect this coming week on the AIM Language YouTube channel. Lina says, currently I'm writing a short story. Could you tell me what's the name of the rubber thing you put on your feet when you go diving? Very, very, very good question. Very good question. Okay, so let's see. Now, you might be surprised. Just want to make sure I've got the full word here. Okay, if it's for scuba diving, we're going to call them fins, a bit like what a shark has, okay, a fin. So we call them fins. Now, you've got diving fins, for example. You can call them diving fins. You can call them scuba diving fins, for example. That is acceptable. Yeah, I would say fins, or just fins, rubber fins as well. You could say rubber fins as well. So you've got a few, but diving fins are good. So that's, I think that should answer your question there, fins. Okay, guys, so like I said, I'll be here tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday at 4:30. Could it be flippers? Yes, you can also call them flippers. You can call them flippers as well. I found that word. Yeah, no, flippers, fins, both of them. Scuba diving. In the scuba diving world, people would probably use both. But yes, you can change between fins and flippers. If I had to think about which one might be more UK, which one might be more American, I would assume the fin one is probably more American and flippers is more UK English, I should imagine. That might be an element, but flippers and fins, as far as I know, is international. People understand both. So guys, like I said, I'll be here Monday, well, Monday's gone, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4:30 live on the Daily Live AM language. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share with people you know who are interested in learning English. Plus, there'll be a short video coming this week. I hope to finish that and share it with you. So guys, thank you so much for being patient. Thank you very much for joining today. Alida, lovely to see you here. Thank you. Irina F, you too. Have a nice evening. Thank you as always. And Francesca, thank you as well. And I hope you have a lovely evening. Thank you so much for joining. 4:30 correct, says Francesca. Yeah, that's correct. It'll be live at 4:30 every day. Thank you so much. Take care and bye for now.